Hey everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. And today we're going to kind of shift gears a little bit and look at data analytics in the Indian hotel industry.
Interesting.
It's a little bit, kind of like navigating a bustling marketplace.
Oh, yeah,
You need the right tools and insights to stand out and succeed.
absolutely. And you know what's fascinating here is that many hotel owners in India, they might be making a critical mistake.
Oh,
Mistake number 17, to be exact.
okay. Mistake number 17.
Ignoring the power of data analytics.
Where is that coming from?
Well, this deep dive is inspired by Arun Kumar Raman. He's
Oh,
a hospitality consultant, and in his insightful blog series, 50 Mistakes Why Most Hotels Fail and How You Can Succeed, he's dedicated an entire post to this very topic titled Mistake No-17, Why Ignoring Data Analytics Leaves Your Hotel in the Dark.
wow, that title definitely paints a vivid picture.
It does.
Driving a car at night without headlights.
Yeah,
And it seems pretty similar to running a hotel without using data analytics.
that's a spot-on analogy, and Arun uses the same analogy in his blog.
Wow.
He emphasizes that in today's competitive landscape, data is the fuel
Yeah.
that drives smart decisions, every guest interaction, every online review, even seemingly mundane details like booking patterns.
Right.
They all leave a trail of valuable information.
So if we're ignoring this data, we're essentially driving blindfolded.
That's right. You're missing out on a treasure trove of insights that could help you understand your guests better,
Right.
optimize your operations, and ultimately boost your bottom line.
So what are some of the implications then if you're a hotel owner in India and you're kind of ignoring these data points? What could happen?
Well, picture a hotel owner setting room rates solely based on intuition or what their competitors are charging. What happens?
Well, they could be missing out on maximizing their revenue. Right?
Exactly.
They might set prices too low during peak season or too high when demand is low.
That's right. You're essentially leaving money on the table. Data analytics can help identify those peak demand periods, understand the factors impacting pricing, and implement a dynamic pricing strategy.
So dynamic pricing, can you unpack that a little bit?
Of course, dynamic pricing means adjusting your room rates in real time based on factors like demand, occupancy rates, competitor pricing, even events happening in your city.
Oh, wow.
It's about being agile and responsive to market fluctuation.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like those flight tickets that seem to change price every time you look.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now imagine applying that same principle to your hotel rooms.
Okay.
Data analytics gives you the insights to do just that, ensuring you're always charging the optimal rate to maximize your revenue.
So it's not just about setting a price and hoping for the best. It's about using data to strategically adjust pricing and stay ahead of the curve.
Precisely. And this brings us to another crucial aspect, understanding guest preferences.
Okay.
Without data, your marketing efforts are like shooting arrows in the dark.
You mean we might be investing in channels that aren't reaching our target audience?
Exactly.
Or sending out generic messages that don't resonate?
Absolutely. Arun emphasizes the importance of personalized marketing in his blog. Data analytics allows you to understand your guests' demographics,
Okay.
their booking behavior, their preferences, even what they're saying about your hotel online.
Oh, wow.
Armed with this knowledge, you can tailor your marketing messages, target specific segments, and offer promotions that truly resonate with your audience.
So instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, we're
Look.
creating tailored experiences that make guests feel valued and understood.
Yes, and that's a powerful way to build a loyalty and encourage repeat bookings.
It is. So Arun talks about this resort in Kerala in his blog.
He does.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. He talks about a mid-sized resort that was struggling with inconsistent occupancy rates and lackluster guest feedback.
Oof. Yeah, that's tough.
They decided to embrace data analytics.
Okay.
And the results were remarkable.
I'm very curious. What kind of data did they start tracking? How did it change their approach?
Well, they began by analyzing their past booking patterns
Okay.
and noticed a correlation between specific events and holidays in the region and their occupancy spikes. This enabled them to anticipate demand fluctuations and implement dynamic pricing strategies to maximize revenue.
That's smart. They weren't just reacting to changes, they were anticipating them.
Exactly. They also delved into guest feedback, analyzing online reviews, and conducting surveys to pinpoint areas for improvement.
So they used data to uncover a blind spot they might not have even been aware of.
Precisely.
Yep.
And instead of ignoring it or making assumptions,
Yeah.
they used those insights to completely revamp their menu. incorporating dishes and cuisines that aligned with guest preferences.
And did they see a positive impact after implementing these changes?
Absolutely. They saw a significant increase in positive reviews, specifically mentioning the improved dining experience.
Okay.
And even more importantly, their repeat bookings went up.
So they were not only able to attract new guests, but also retain existing ones by creating a more satisfying experience.
That's the beauty of data analytics. It allows you to make informed decisions that enhance every aspect of your hotel's operations.
So this Kerala resort story is really inspiring. It shows that data analytics isn't just for large hotel chains with big budgets. It's accessible and beneficial for hotels of all sizes.
Absolutely. It's about working smarter, not harder, and using the data you already have to make more informed decisions.
It feels like some people might be listening to this and thinking, oh, data analytics, this sounds complicated and time-consuming.
That's understandable.
Maybe even intimidating, especially for those who aren't particularly tech-savvy.
That's true, but you know what? Data analytics doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Okay,
Even small steps can make a big difference.
so where should a hotel owner start if they want to kind of dip their toes into this world of data analytics?
Arun suggests a practical 5-step system in his blog.
Okay.
And it starts with something very simple, identifying the key metrics that matter most to your hotel's success.
Okay, so before we even start collecting data, we need to define what we're looking for, what we want to measure.
Exactly. Are you looking to boost your occupancy rates,
Okay.
increase your revenue per available room, improve your guest satisfaction scores?
Okay.
Pinpointing those key metrics will guide your data collection efforts.
So what would be some examples of key metrics that a hotel owner might want to focus on?
Well, let's say you're concerned about your occupancy rates. You could start by tracking data like the number of bookings per month, the average length of stay, and the percentage of rooms booked through different channels, your website, online travel agents, etc.
Right.
This data can give you valuable insights into your booking patterns and help you identify areas for improvement.
So instead of just looking at a final occupancy number, we're digging deeper to understand the factors that influence it.
Precisely. And the same principle applies to revenue per available room, or RevPAR as it's commonly known.
Now, I've heard that term thrown around a lot, but can you explain what RIF-PAR actually means for our listener who might not be familiar with it?
Of course, RevPAR is a key performance indicator in the hotel industry that essentially measures the revenue generated per available room.
Okay.
It's calculated by multiplying your average daily rate by your occupancy rate,
Mm-hmm.
or by dividing your total room revenue by the number of available rooms.
So it's a more comprehensive metric than just looking at occupancy or average room rates in isolation.
Exactly. It gives you a clearer picture of your hotel's revenue-generating capabilities.
Mhm.
And by tracking your RevPay over time, you can identify trends, seasonality, and the impact of your pricing and marketing strategies.
Okay, so once we've identified those key metrics, what's the next step in this 5-step system?
The next step is to collect data consistently from various sources.
Okay.
And don't worry, it's not as daunting as it sounds. You likely already have systems in place that capture valuable data.
Oh.
Your property management system, your booking engine, your point of sale system, even your social media platforms.
So it's like creating a data pipeline that continuously feeds information into our analytics system.
That's a great analogy. It's about ensuring that you're capturing data from all relevant touch points in your guest journey.
Okay, so we've identified our key metrics. We're collecting data consistently.
Yes.
What's next?
This is where the real magic happens, analyzing patterns and drawing insights.
Okay.
This step involves looking for trends and connections in your data.
Okay.
Are there certain periods when your occupancy rates consistently dip? Are specific room types more popular during particular seasons? Is there a correlation between online reviews and repeat bookings?
So it's about transforming raw data into actionable insights.
Exactly. This is where your analytical skills come into play. You're looking for the why behind the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if you notice a spike in bookings after running a specific social media campaign, that's a valuable insight that can inform your future marketing efforts.
That's like being a detective uncovering clues and piecing together the story behind your hotel's performance.
That's a great way to put it. This analytical process is key to unlocking the true power of data analytics.
And this is all starting to make sense. And I love how Erwin breaks down this whole process into manageable steps. So we've identified our metrics, collected our data, analyzed patterns. What's next?
The next step is where the rubber meets the road, taking action based on your insights.
Okay.
What good is data if it doesn't lead to tangible changes and improvements?
So it's not just about collecting and analyzing data, it's about using it to drive real-world decisions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This could involve tweaking your pricing strategies, revising your marketing campaigns, enhancing your guest services, streamlining your operations, anything that addresses the insights you've gleaned from your data.
So it's about closing the loop and making sure our data analysis leads to tangible improvements.
Precisely. For instance, if your data reveals that guests are consistently complaining about slow Wi-Fi in certain rooms,
Yeah.
you can take steps to address that issue and improve their experience.
Right.
Or if you discover that a particular promotion is driving a significant number of bookings, you can replicate that success in future campaigns.
So it's about using data to make smarter decisions and create a better experience for our guests.
Yes. But what if a hotel owner is still feeling overwhelmed by all of this?
That's a good point. That's probably pretty common,
It is.
feeling a little overwhelmed.
But remember, you don't have to become a data scientist overnight.
Okay, that's good.
Start with small, achievable goals.
Mm-hmm.
Choose one or two key metrics to focus on. Explore user-friendly data analytics tools designed specifically for the hospitality industry.
Right.
And don't hesitate to seek guidance from experts if needed.
Okay, so instead of diving headfirst into the deep end, we can gradually wade in and build our confidence as we go.
Exactly. And over time, as you become more comfortable with data analytics,
Yeah.
you can expand your scope, explore more sophisticated techniques, and integrate data-driven decision-making into every aspect of your hotel's operations.
This is all starting to feel much less intimidating and more empowering.
Good.
It's like we're unlocking a secret weapon that can help us take our hotel to the next level.
That's the spirit. Now let's move on to the final step in Arun's 5-step system:
Okay.
measuring results and refining strategies.
So it's not a one-and-done process.
It's
an ongoing cycle of analysis, action, and evaluation.
Precisely. Data analytics is not a static endeavor. It's a dynamic process that requires constant monitoring, adaptation, and refinement.
Right.
You need to track the impact of your actions, measure your progress, and make adjustments as needed.
So it's about creating a data-driven culture within our hotel where decisions are informed by evidence and insights
Yes.
rather than gut feelings or assumptions.
That's a fantastic way to put it. It's about embracing a continuous learning and improvement mindset, always striving to make better use of the data at your disposal.
This has been such an insightful conversation. We've covered a lot of ground, from the consequences of ignoring data analytics to Arun's practical 5-step system for leveraging its power. But I'm sure our listeners are eager to hear about some real-world applications of data analytics in the Indian hotel industry.
That's a great point. Let's dive into some specific examples of how hotels are using data to drive success.
Sounds good to me. I'm ready to explore some fascinating case studies. So we've talked about Arun's 5-step system: identify, collect, analyze, act, and measure. It sounds like a solid roadmap, but I'm sure our listener is wondering about the tools involved. Are we talking about complex spreadsheets and algorithms?
Not necessarily. The beauty of data analytics today is that there are tools designed specifically for the hospitality industry, making the process much simpler than you might think.
So we don't need to be coding wizards or hire a team of data scientists.
Not at all. Many of these tools offer intuitive dashboards that visually represent your data user-friendly interfaces for analyzing trends, and even automated reports that deliver key insights straight to your inbox.
Okay, that sounds a lot more manageable.
Sure.
Can you give us an example of a specific tool that hotel owners might find helpful?
Absolutely. One popular tool that comes to mind is called Hotel Insights 360. It's designed to help hotels gather data from various sources, including your property management system, online travel agents, and social media platforms.
So it's like having all your data in one central location rather than scattered across different platforms?
Exactly. And the best part is it then helps you analyze that data to identify patterns, understand guest behavior, and make data-driven decisions. For example, it can show you which booking channels are most profitable, which amenities guests value most, and even predict future demand based on historical trends.
That's incredible. It's like having a crystal ball that helps you anticipate guest needs and market fluctuations.
That's a great way to put it, and there are other tools out there, some focusing on specific areas like revenue management or guest feedback analysis. The key is to find a tool that aligns with your hotel's specific needs and goals.
So it's about finding the right tool for the job, one that fits comfortably within our existing workflow.
Precisely. Remember, technology should empower you, not overwhelm you.
Now, I know we've been focusing on the practical side of data analytics, but let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the bigger picture. Why is this such a critical topic for Indian hotel owners specifically?
That's a great question. The Indian hospitality industry is incredibly dynamic and competitive. We're seeing a surge in domestic travel, a growing middle class with increasing disposable income and a rising interest in experiential travel.
So the market is ripe with opportunities, but also brimming with competition.
Exactly. In this landscape, data analytics becomes a key differentiator. Hotels that leverage data to understand their guests, personalize their offerings, and optimize their operations will have a significant edge.
It's about staying ahead of the curve, anticipating trends, and providing experiences that truly resonate with today's travelers.
Precisely, think about it this way. Travelers today have more choices than ever before. They're bombarded with information reviews and deals to stand out. You need to offer something unique, something that speaks to their individual needs and desires.
And data analytics can provide the insights to do just that.
Absolutely. By understanding your guests' preferences, you can tailor your services, create personalized offers, and even anticipate their needs before they even articulate them. This level of personalization can transform a good stay into an exceptional one.
It's about going beyond generic hospitality and
Right.
creating those wow moments that guests remember and share with others.
Exactly. And that's what builds brand loyalty, drives positive reviews, and ultimately leads to sustainable success in today's competitive market.
This all makes perfect sense, but I have to admit, I'm still wondering about those real-world examples you mentioned earlier. Can we dive into some specific case studies that illustrate the power of data analytics in action?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at a few fascinating examples of how Indian hotels are using data to enhance their operations and elevate the guest experience.
I'm all ears. Okay, so let's talk real-world applications. What are some ways Indian hotels are using data to make a real impact?
One example that comes to mind is a boutique hotel chain in Rajasthan. They use data analytics to personalize the guest experience. They noticed from their booking data and guest surveys that a significant portion of their clientele were interested in experiencing local culture.
So they had this valuable insight just waiting to be discovered in their data.
Right.
What did they do with it?
They implemented a system where, upon booking, guests receive a personalized itinerary suggestion
Okay.
based on their stated interests. These itineraries included recommendations for local artisans to visit,
Oh, wow.
lesser-known historical sites, and even curated experiences like cooking classes with local families.
That's brilliant. They turned data into a way to create unique and memorable experiences catering to those specific desires for cultural immersion.
Exactly. And the result? Increased guest satisfaction, positive online reviews, specifically praising the personalized itineraries, and a noticeable bump in repeat bookings.
That's a perfect example of how data can transform a hotel from simply providing accommodation to crafting unforgettable experiences. What other examples come to mind?
Another interesting case is a business hotel in Mumbai
Okay.
that was struggling with optimizing its conference room bookings.
Okay.
They had multiple conference rooms of varying sizes,
Right.
but often faced issues with overbooking or underutilization.
That's a common problem. How did data analytics help them solve it?
They started tracking data on the frequency of bookings for different room sizes,
Okay.
the typical duration of meetings, and even the industries or types of companies that booked their conference rooms.
So they were gathering specific data points that revealed the patterns of their conference room usage. What insights did they gain from this data?
They discovered that a majority of their bookings were for smaller meetings of less than 10 people,
Okay.
and that there was a particular surge in demand for these smaller rooms during weekdays. Armed with this knowledge, they restructured their conference room offerings.
So they changed the physical layout of their conference rooms based on the data.
Exactly. They converted some of their larger conference rooms into smaller meeting spaces, which perfectly matched the demand they were seeing. This resulted in a significant increase in their conference room occupancy rates and overall revenue.
That's a fantastic example of data-driven decision-making leading to tangible operational improvements.
Yeah.
It's not just about understanding the guests, it's about understanding your own business better.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this leads to another crucial application of data analytics in the Indian hotel industry, managing online reputation.
Right.
With the rise of online travel agencies and review platforms, a hotel's online presence is more important than ever.
It is. Potential guests are relying heavily on reviews and ratings when making booking decisions. How can hotels leverage data to manage their online reputation effectively?
There are tools that allow hotels to aggregate and analyze guest reviews from various platforms.
Okay.
These tools go beyond just calculating an overall rating. They delve into the sentiment expressed in the reviews,
Okay.
identifying keywords, trends, and common themes.
So it's like having a magnifying glass that zooms in on the specific aspects of the hotel that guests are praising or criticizing.
Exactly. This allows hotels to pinpoint areas where they excel and areas that need improvement.
Right.
For example, if multiple reviews mention slow service at the hotel restaurant, the management can address this specific issue potentially through staff training or process optimization.
So it's not just about reacting to negative reviews. It's about proactively using data to identify potential issues and address them before they escalate.
Precisely. And by monitoring your online reputation over time, you can track the impact of any changes you implement
Right.
and see how they influence guest perception.
Well, this has been a really great deep dive.
It has.
I feel like my eyes have been opened to the power of data analytics in the Indian hotel industry.
Absolutely.
It's really not just about crunching numbers.
No, it's not.
It's about gaining a deeper understanding of your guests, your market, your business.
I couldn't agree more. And the best part is, it's a journey that any hotel owner can embark on, regardless of their size or tech expertise.
So to our listeners out there, I urge you to take that first step. Start exploring the world of data analytics. It's an investment that will pay dividends in terms of increased revenue, enhanced guest satisfaction, and a stronger competitive edge.
And remember, you don't have to do it alone. There are plenty of resources, tools, and experts available to guide you along the way.
I think that's really good advice. Well, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your expertise.
My pleasure.
This has been such a valuable conversation.
It's been great to talk about the power of data and its potential to revolutionize the hospitality industry.
It really has. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive, and we hope that you gain some valuable insights that will empower you to leverage data analytics and take your hotels to new heights. Until next time, keep diving deep.